Hello, I'm Sigsolo. Welcome to my channel and welcome to today's shave. Just a second. There it was. Today's razor is a razor I had. It was one of my first, if not the first, then the second stainless steel razor I bought. Because I thought, well, it's a little more expensive, but then I don't have to buy anymore. Little did I know. It's the Feather AS-D2 stainless steel. 90 millimeters long handle, 12.5 millimeters thick handle, a wonderful knurling, and a matte, I don't know if this is chromed or whatever it is, matte chrome, not matte, I know. No blade overhang and super duper mild. Very inspired by the Gillette Tech. I don't know what the gap is or the exposure, but I would say it's maybe 0.4 of a millimeter or something like that, or maybe even less. I'm using this because this mole that I cut in the last shave has been acting up ever since, being swollen, being, you know, bleedy, being sore and stuff. So I'm hoping that I can avoid cutting it too much with this mild razor. I have in it a feather on its 5th use, 4 dots. So I always use a feather in this razor because it's so mild and I don't have to do too many passes if I use the sharpest blade I have, the feather. The soap for today is the Discoverer, from Areffa soap, bare tallow based, and this is one of the 50-50 sets I purchased. See, 50 grams and 50 milliliters. Contains bare tallow, and the scent of it is posh. A posh French chick, I think she describes it. You cannot avoid noticing this if someone comes into the room and smells like this. A wonderful cologne scent. Pelargonia in the middle, woody spices in the top, and then patchouli and vetiver and stuff like that at the bottom. So wonderful soap. The brush is one of the new Herald brushes with the face on one side and the razor company name on the other side from the razor company, and they're Unbrealable ball here in these colors. I actually thought this was more yellow when I looked at their sales page, but it's not. It's orange. As it said orange and black, but I thought the pictures looked more yellow, and you know I have a thing for black and yellow. So, but it works perfectly with this ball. In it I have the Titan synthetic fan knot, and from the feel of it down here in the ball and just on my hands, it feels extremely stiff. So I expect it to be almost like a boar. I know it's a synthetic, but like a boar or a pure badger or something, you know, stiff like, I don't know what, like using a shoe brush or something. Maybe I'm all wrong. Yeah, I can tell you straight away, I am. This is actually nice and soft on the skin. Still stiff, lots of backbone, but not pricky or sticky or scratchy. At least not when I use it as a paintbrush or to paint. So, you know, sometimes you're right and sometimes you're wrong. I had never tried the Titan synthetic before, so I thought, well, let's try something different. Not cashmere all the time, or the G5 black or G5C, or let's try something different. And this is nice, comfortable on the skin. I'm using a smaller travel microphone because I'm preparing for my travel with my daughter. So I've had that microphone for a couple of years and never used it. So it's the Rode Video Mic Go 2 for those who care. You need to trust the razor, because even though it's on the milder side, it has a feather blade in it, so oh yeah, cut it again. Oh yeah. So maybe that will be bugging me the rest of the summer and during my holiday. That's really annoying because I haven't had any issues with my moles all year. And then just as I'm getting ready to go travel, I get something like that. Hang on. Something's wrong with this blade. I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I had to go and get a new blade. Yeah. I've had that blade in the drawer for a couple of years. And I don't know if it's corrosion or what it was. But it was tugging and it was even hurtful. So I changed it to a new blade, a new feather blade. So, you know, if something isn't right, you know, it should be enjoyable, all of this, and if it's not, you know, leave it, abandon ship. So, what a wonderful 4.5 out of 10, not very strong, but a posh perfumey cologne scent. I get the Pelagonia, not the biggest fan of those, but still have the patchouli and all the other good stuff, vetiver and cedarwood underneath all this. So, okay, the Against the Growth, second pass. A thing to notice about this razor is it has a very narrow engaging angle, so you need to be on the angle. Usually you say 40 degrees, this is more like 28, 25 even, maybe. So, and that's the thing you need to know, because otherwise, oops, got all the way up to my lip there. Did I cut it? Yeah, I think I did. The razor heard me calling it mild, so now it wants to cut me up. Murphy's Law, right? Have you tried this razor? 93 grams, so not the lightest. Very comfortable, easy to blade up and down with a sharper blade or a less sharp blade. You can also use a shim to up the efficiency. If this is not ringing your bell. definitely mild. Just what my face needed after the horrible shave the other day and the horrible cuts on my mole down here. I just managed to, you know, remove the sore, I think. The dried up thingy top. But I don't think it's bleeding that much, so I think this razor was the correct choice. If you're a beginner or started recently, this might be just for you, right? There's nothing to fear. It's like a Rockwell on 3 or maybe even 2 with the lighter blades. Oh, sorry, milder blade. Okay, the Discoverer aftershave. Here you have it. Hyaluronic acid and all other good stuff. Okay. Yeah. Pelagonia. They are less present, and then I smell cedar. Some patchouli, but a posh scent. Going to the disco scent. But not in an overwhelming way. This is not more than a 4 or 5 on the scent strength. So this is nice, you know, down under it all. Anyway, let's do the sound test. Ready? Perfect, mundo. Like, subscribe, hit the bell and share. And you know why we do this? We do this because we are not obsessed. We are dedicated. Sigsolo out.